Deaf students would always ask the teachers, like, oh, well, why are you giving us so much work? And then the teachers would respond, oh, well, Nick's parents are complaining, and my boss told me that I had to give everybody more work. And they would kind of pick on me, and they would blame me for everything. People would get mad, like, oh, well, why did you tell your parents, oh, you're such a baby? And that's how I got bullied. My parents pay a state tax, you know. They also pay property tax. And the state pays the teachers to do what? To teach me. And honestly, to my parents, I mean, fuck the tax. If they're not doing their job and the teachers aren't teaching me, then what's that money going for? I would ask my parents to move me to a different school because the environment just sucked. We moved to Oakland County. They had Bloomfield schools over there, and they were really good. Back in the 80s and the 90s, the numbers there were much higher than it is today for their program. But today, there's 30 or 40 students around there now. One of my friends, like Sean Forbes, we're the same age. And he lived in Oakland County, and I lived in Macomb County. And that explains like the education gap between me and him. The teachers were good, the language was good, he had everything, including the culture. And I wanted that as well. Macomb County said that we weren't allowed to transfer over to Oakland County. Because I lived in Macomb, I couldn't transfer schools over to Oakland County. I was pissed off. So growing up, I was always the deaf kid that got bullied. I had some hearing friends with some hearing students and teachers that knew some ASL, but growing up, I wasn't really proud to be deaf. I always got picked on, and I just didn't like that world. People would kind of label me as thinking like a hearing person, like thinking mind. Mind you, I never talked to them. I would gesture or write notes back and forth. However, deaf, there was always drama. So it's pretty funny. When I graduated high school, you would ask all the deaf kids if they wanted to go to college, and they said, no, I'm just going to stay here. I'm fine. However, I went to RIT, I graduated, and now I have a master's degree. Okay, so it was funny. Last Saturday at Deaf Night Out, I had one of my high school students that were there. And they were at a much lower level education-wise. And I, compared to them, felt like I had a higher education since I went to college and I got to interact with them versus that other high school peer that I had. They had strong philosophies, teaching, and everything. However, that high school peer just stayed home. That peer didn't do anything. So there was the one woman, she bullied me when I was growing up. And oh man, her education level was just so much lower than mine. She was just full of drama, and I just didn't want to deal with that. It really didn't benefit me to be friends with her. She invited me to her 40th birthday, and I said that I would go, but in reality, I didn't want to go. Just to myself, I thought, you know what, fuck you. You know what, I'm not going to continue to pretend to be your friend. I'm not going to continue to be involved with you. After I finished high school, I was done. I'll see them later.